Hey. Hi guys, it's Sean Duro-Fadipe here, SDF if you will, and I'm super excited to come your way again today. Alright, I want to wish my Muslim brothers all over the globe, I want to wish you happy Ramadan. May the peace of God be upon us all. Okay, so today what do I want to share with you? I want to basically show you how you can trade crash and boom, step index, volatility indices, how you can trade these assets for a long time without staying in front of your charts. Now, staying in front of your charts every time, yes, that in a way, a lot of people are profiting doing that, and it's fine. But if you care to have like a more convenient way to trade where you don't necessarily have to spend endless hours in front of the chart to earn, you want a more convenient way to trade so you can have your life, right? Because think about it, the whole idea of trading is to be able to afford to have money so you can have time freedom. Now, but if what you do at the end of the day is still get enslaved to the charts, still spend endless hours in front of the charts, and the same time freedom, you want to be able to spend time with your family and all that. If that's been if that's why you want the money, then you're not, can't you see you're not achieving that? You're clearly not achieving that because you're spending too much time, spending too much trying to analyze the charts, trying to stay in front of the chart, trying to do, oh, I want to pick 2 candles, I want to pick 3 candles. Think about it. How long do you want to do that for? How long? Even if you're profiting today, you profited last week, can you guarantee that you can continue this style of trading for a long time? And if you say you can, for how long really? You understand? So these are some of the questions that were bothering on my mind, and I just thought, come on, people have to see the light. They have to actually know how they can do these stuffs in a more convenient way. You understand? And the good thing about it is that you get to even profit more. Okay, now it's easy. A lot of people find it more appealing to be able to scalp, and the reason is that they are seeing it in real time. I entered the market now and I'm seeing that I'm in profit, right? 2 minutes, I'm picking 2 minutes candle. That's fine, and it's all well till a terrible spike just comes in. So a way to trade with rest of mind, without unnecessary palpitations, or without your heart pounding, and without you just hyperventilating. The most important way, or the best way you want to look into while you're doing this trading, is to trade from a position of comfort, convenience, and that's exactly what I want to show you in this video. Now, it's not very difficult. Okay, this is not very difficult to do. Not very difficult. Guess what? All you need to do is determine, the first thing you want to do in that case is to ensure that your trades are taken from higher time frames. Now, let me tell you something. I've realized that a lot of people prefer to do 1 minute, and that's because of the gratification. That brings a lot of gratification because you are seeing it. You're seeing, it's blue, and it's moving 2 candles, 3 candles, and there's this instant gratification you get from that. But then remember that profits or profitability in trading, it's not determined in days, it's not even determined in weeks, it's determined in months. How profitable over a period of months can you be? Okay, it's not about you profiting today, losing tomorrow, profit tomorrow. No, people tell me every time that they funded and funded a number of times and all that. Okay, now think about it. If you've always done the same thing and you're expecting a different result, isn't that what they call definition of madness? Of course, that's what it's called, madness. Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different outcome. So for you to actually get a different outcome, you must change the approach. The approach has got to be different, right? And that's exactly what I want to show you. You need to look for a way. And God knows I'm very passionate about this. And you need to find a way to trade this stuff conveniently, you understand, without staying in front of your chart so you can have your life. So how do you do that? what you need to do is make sure you're trading on a higher time frame. See, 1 minute time frame comes with a lot of headache. First, it's not a settled time frame. You can't determine structure in 1 minute. 1 minute is random. Okay, so nothing, you can't determine what the structure is. You can't determine the general outlook of the market, because everything is just too random. Things are just moving up and down, and because there's no structure, you are a slave to the market, so to speak. All right, it's just seeing. So a more convenient way to do this is to try to identify the structure and trade in line with the structure, all right, of the market. That's the most important thing. That's what you want to do. Okay, that's how you are going to trade with your life. That's how you're going to trade with your life being intact. That's how you're not going to trade your life for a few dollars. All right, so that's what you want to do. What do you want to do then? Do your analysis on higher time frame and do your entry, make your entries on higher time frame. Now you're going to have drawdown, and I'll also share with you how you can minimize the drawdown. For instance, if you've done your analysis on 1 hour and you want to make an entry, you can drop down to 15 minutes and look for a good entry on 15 minutes. Okay, now let's take for example, what we have here is a downtrend, right? There's no controversy about that. What we have here is a downtrend. Okay, I remember in the last video I said one arc is you can simply change it to a line chart. Then you can see that this is actually a downtrend. You can see the structure we have in place. Right. Now, after you have identified that this is a downtrend, remember I said that you want to look for buy or sell opportunities, right? Except you are trading the pullbacks, but if you want to trade in direction of the impulse, then you want to look for sell opportunities. All right. So once you've identified that this is a downtrend, now just imagine this. Imagine if you enter this market right here, right, which is point of resistance, by the way, and you ride it all the way to the next area of value, which is your support. How much do you think that will fetch you? I'm talking about having this kind of, let me show you. Look at this. Let's take a look at this kind of results. This analysis, the analysis was actually done on a higher time frame, but the signal was picked on a 15-minute time frame. Right now, it was selling, and so look at it, sold all the way, and see what you ended up fetching this amount, $1,300. All this happened in how many hours? Right, this remember I said this happened this was done on a 1 hour time frame. So just simply count the number of candles you have here. This is over 24 hours. Okay, so this trade was actually placed, and life went on. Okay, place it, and life went on. You understand what I'm saying? This person didn't have to sit in front of the charts trying to monitor every tiny move the market is making and all that. But guess what happened? Because the analysis trade was done in the direction of impulse, and they just enjoyed the ride all the way. And so this is a more convenient way to trade. Okay, a more convenient way in the sense that now this person, whatever he wanted to do within this 1 hour, he could have done it. If he wanted to take the family to a mall, he could have done that. If he wanted to go game, he could have done that. If he wanted to go to the cinemas, he could have done that within this time frame. And to me, that's what's time freedom. Okay, it's not just about the money, it's about the time that you make. Now compare this to someone that was only trying to trade on 1 minute and is doing 5 minutes time 5 minutes picking the candle, doing $5. It means he needs to look for the opportunity 20 times a day before he's able to do $100. Right, a lot of people do it, but think about it. Is that what you really want to do? I mean, this kind of stress and everything, the mental stress, the psychological load, is that what you really want? If that's not what you want, then you want to look at trading this way, okay, on higher time frames, okay? But this has to be done with a lot of tact, okay? So you have to first determine what the trend is. Once you have determined what your trend is, the next thing you want to do is to look for a good way to make an entry, okay? So in this case, now the market is actually ranging now. is ranging at this point. Okay, so normally this is not when I would trade because the market is ranging. What will I normally do? I'm just going to wait for a breakout. Normally market is ranging right now. It's ranging, so I will normally wait for a breakout here. Okay, and anyone in the inner circle already knows that they should be waiting for a breakout here. Anyone in the inner circle found to be trading at this point will be flogged. Just kidding, but everyone actually knows what they should be looking out for at this point. Okay, you should wait for a breakout. Okay, now this is you trading with the direction of the trend. Okay, so once you've identified this on 1 hour, I'm going to put a vertical line here. Let me put a vertical line just here. Okay, now you drop down to say your 15 minutes. I'm going to try to locate. Alright, now this is it. Now this is our point. So at that point, what you now do is move down to your 15 minutes and look for an entry. Okay, now entry will be made from an area of value. An area of value is obviously your resistance, or if you are using your trend line, it could be a rejection at the trend line. But if you are using your moving average, it could be a rejection at the moving average. Well, in this case, we are using a vertical zone for the resistance. Okay, so we had the resistance here. Now, how do we tell that this zone is actually going to hold? Remember, I was buying all was buying from here. So how do you tell that this zone price is going to respect this zone and price is going to drop? How do you tell? That's where you need to consider the formation that you're getting here. What formation are we having? What are we getting here? Okay, now you can see, if you've seen my video on inside bar, you can see here that an inside bar has actually been formed. Let's pull that out. Let me pull that out and show you. An inside bar is a sign of weakness. It's a sign of actually that price is consolidating. Okay, that's when you have formation of inside bars. Okay, so I'm going to get the arrow. I'm going to get the arrow. Oh, what am I doing? No, lines, arrowed line. And here, this is the top of that candle, right? And this is the bottom of the candle. Right. So it means that we had what? It means at this point we had an inside bar. Okay. And up this inside bar, remember, if you we said that in the video, if you've gone through the video on inside bars, I'm also going to pin the link to the video somewhere around here so you can refer to that video. We said you now expect to have a breakout from this. So when we had a breakout, this was it. So you should wait for a free breakout a few pips away from either this, that's in case it's breaking out upwards or it's breaking out downwards. But in this case, it's breaking out downwards because already we know that it has hit resistance. But we want to time our entry, so we enter once we have a confirmation that that zone will hold. Okay, now that's exactly what we got right here. All right, and after this there was a breakout downwards and we had this buy and started buying all the way. So one thing you want to also do is make sure that you mark out your resistance or take it to your swing globe. Okay, so let's say here, let's regard this as your take profit, right? Let's consider that part as your take profit. That's on your 15 minutes, right? So you can consider this your take profit. So you could have entered from this trade, right, from here. You could have left it all the way to this point. You get the point. Now, why would you take this trade with this confidence? You're going to take it because already on your 1 hour time frame, we already identified, on your 1 hour, we have identified a downtrend. Just saying. So once you identify this is a downtrend, when you go to your 15 minutes, you can confidently now let it run. and you could let it run up until the resistance here. Now there are a few other things you can combine for confluence. All right. Now those other things will be beyond the scope of this video, but obviously those things will help you even strengthen your decision. Okay, so you are not just going to be trading based on this. This also works. Okay, but remember, trading is all about stacking the odds in your favor, and so what you want to do is stack the odds in your favor as much as possible, so you only take high probability trades, so you have a statistical edge. All right, and take high probability trades. I mean, how cool is it if you're able to tell that there is a 90% chance that your trade will pull through? How cool is that? Okay, so when you had those other concepts, okay, you are able to even strengthen your decision more. Okay, you are able to confirm that this is going to actually go in this direction for a while. Okay, and of course you can put your stop loss, and your take profit can be your swing low, right? If you actually want this, your swing low. So if you actually wanted this, you could have used that as a take profit. Okay. Now this is how you do this, and you could have done this all the way to this point. This is the swing low, right? This is actually the swing low. Pardon me, not here. This is the swing low. So you could trade all the way to the swing low. All right. So this is how you can do it. Right now, if you check it on 15 minutes, this is it. This is actually the swing low on your 1 hour. Okay, this is on 1 hour. So if you took this trade from here, you could have taken it all the way to the swing low, and your 15 minutes, this is the position of the swing low. Right now, so imagine how long you would have been in this trade for. Imagine how long. All right, so this is cool. I know this is in hindsight, but the same thing plays out even in real time. Okay, all you need to do is be sure of what the trend is, the dominant trend is. Then you can drop down to a lower time frame to look for your entry. Okay, now if you're doing the analysis on H4, you can decide to drop down to H1 to do your entry. If you're doing the analysis on H1, you can drop down to M15 to do your entry. Okay, that is it. So this is how this works. Okay, and if you do that, couple with other concepts to confirm that this zone is actually going to hold, because that's important. All we have seen here is we've seen combination of two factors. We've seen one, resistance. Two, we've seen a candlestick pattern that's giving us an indication that this market is actually about to change direction. And what we had here was actually an inside bar. We got an inside bar here, and there was a breakout of the inside bar, and so we got this sell. All right, so here is a combination of the factor of support and resistance plus your candlestick pattern. Right now, there are a few other factors, like I said, but it's beyond the scope of this, and I'm adding beyond the scope of this video. Now, adding those other factors will even strengthen your position further. Okay, because you would have stacked up the odds in your favor, and the chances that the trades will pull through becomes really you have a higher chance. All right, if you do that, that's what you want to do, guys. So for anyone that prefers to trade with more convenience, you don't want to sit on your charts for endless hours, you don't want to just just generally waste time in front of the charts and all that. This is what you want to look out for. This is how you want to trade. Okay, this is how you want to trade. Okay, I hope this makes sense. Okay, and if there are questions as to please let me know. If there are questions regarding this, let me know as to how to hold on to trades for a longer time. Then I wish I could explain further, but of course that's where, with with due respect to guys in the inner circle, this is what we're going to stop, because the other concepts that you use to actually confirm that zone will hold is beyond this video. But I can assure you that even with this, if you take your time and you do this, as I have said, you would have practiced this, and you're going to be able to trade more conveniently. Okay, again, what do you need to do? determine what the trend is, then drop to the next lower time frame to it, look for your entry based on resistance and candlestick pattern, and ride it all the way. See, price action, guys, is the real deal. Okay, I'm not saying indicators don't work, but price action is the real deal, because indicators work with historical data. All right, but price action is showing you what is happening in real time. We are seeing what is happening now. It's actually price is actually the price imprinting on the markets. Okay, or price, simply put, price imprints on the market, price showing you what it's doing on this market. So it's in real time, which makes it very powerful, because we can see it in real time, we can analyze, and we can take action based on the analysis in real time. Okay, but when we're using indicators draw data, they draw data from history. Okay, which is what makes it, sometimes you find out that it's showing you a downtrend, but the downtrend is actually coming to an end before it actually showed you a downtrend. Sometimes showing you an uptrend, but the uptrend is actually now coming to an end, and your indicator is just showing you that it is an uptrend. Okay, so these are some of the things that you want to actually look out for. All right, now this is a downtrend. I'll give you another example right here. Okay, now look at this. This is actually a downtrend. So if you had found on a higher time frame that there's a downtrend, a good way to look for an entry here. You already know it's a downtrend, so a good way to look for an entry here would be after this pullback. Can you see? We had the pullback into this zone, right? And we got this. Then it came back to retest, but eventually it dropped again. Now you find out that it's still respecting the dominant direction of the market. Okay, but coming to 15 minutes, you'll be able to find an entry, and here's a good entry. Okay, here we've had an engulfing, bullish engulfing candle. All right, and this was a confirmation that this zone was going to hold, and boom, it came all the way down again. All right, so just determine what the dominant trend is, come to a lower time frame, and look for your good entry based on some of the concepts I've explained, the candlestick pattern, then the area of value, then combined with other factors, and the sky will be your limit. I hope that makes sense, guys. I hope that makes sense. Have a great evening. Feel free to reach out to me. The my WhatsApp link will be right in the description. Feel free to reach out, and if you by any chance would like to inquire about becoming a member of the inner circle, feel free to do that by all means, and I'll be more than delighted to show you around. I hope you have a beautiful day today. Cheers. See you on the next one.